Being bad at video games is sad. Being bad at good video games is tragic. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound will bring out the best in you in spite of your potential ineptitude. We know it did for us. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is the newest entry in the legendary controller-busting series of games that's been wall-jumping across platforms since 1988. Koei Tecmo have wisely given the reins over the Ninja Gaiden franchise to publisher Dotemu and developer The Game Kitchen. Dotemu was responsible for publishing a number of retro reboots like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, Streets of Rage 4, and Metal Slug Tactics, among others. While The Game Kitchen blessed us with the miracle that is the Blasphemous series, known for their strong imagery and brutal pixel animations, and difficulty, this combination of talent and true dedication to all things retro should be able to produce an all-out assault on our endorphin receptors. But will this banking on our nostalgia pay off? Find out in our Ninja Gaiden Ragebound review. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound takes place alongside the events of the original Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo Entertainment System. Ryu Hayabusa receives a letter from his father, which sends him on a quest across the United States, literally the moment his home village is invaded by fiends. So while Ryu follows his father's will across the ocean, it's up to Kenji, a fresh face to the Ninja Gaiden series, to fight the demons. Despite his bravado and easygoing attitude, Kenji is in over his head. That much is especially clear after being taken out with a single hit from the first boss. It is during these death throes that our Hayabusa clan member meets condescending Komori, a ninja from the rival Black Spider clan. But near-death misery loves company, and so through some unsavory ninjutsu, the two join forces to repel the demonic invasion. Before they commit the aforementioned Sudoku, however, we are given a chance to play through a couple of stages as Komori. Unlike Kenji, she uses thrown kunai instead of a katana sword, and looks like Juri Han from Street Fighter 4 with Lucy's haircut from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. After this, Komori will be relegated to spirit form, throwing ranged attacks and navigating unique platforming challenges for collectibles. The game looks great, and you can expect nothing less from the artists behind Blasphemous. Landscapes are numerous and rich with detail, and you'll be fighting your way through firefly-illuminated forests, rain-soaked rooftops, and top-secret labs. Just as impressive as the levels are enemies, and especially their death animations. They're all quite varied with unique movesets and, more importantly, multiple death animations. Most enemies have at least a couple of death animations depending on which body part received the death blow. You'll be chopping off limbs and painting the town red in style. All enemies have a separate death animation when killed by a regular melee attack, an empowered katana, or a charged kunai. The on-screen pixel count is lower than the one in Blasphemous, and about 2/3 by our estimates, so instead of a PSX game, it looks more like a Game Boy Advance title instead. Not a complaint. We only found a couple of instances of Rixels, and we really had to look for them, so props to the art department at the Games Kitchen. They took no shortcuts. Good job!
Good job!
Your movement is not limited by a grid, so you can inch your way into a perfect position for that jump or sneak up on an enemy from a low platform. The game world can get quite repetitive, however. By the end of a level, you may become all too familiar with platform formation simply because you've seen a few of them on your way there. A lot of elements from the original Ninja Gaiden have been streamlined for a smoother experience. For instance, after getting hit in midair, you have a chance to recover by pressing the jump key. Extra verticality can also be achieved by pressing the jump key in midair and hitting at enemies with the spinning attack. This can be done ad infinitum, so long as there is an enemy to bounce off of. If you're quick on your feet, there will be no more one-hit deaths due to an ill-placed bottomless pit. You are also no longer limited by lanterns or other miscellaneous floating objects to refill your sub-weapon ammo. All sub-weapons are now fueled by ki, which can be recharged by hitting enemies with melee strikes, so a ranged solution is readily available at any moment. Now, we know some of the purists in the audience are already groaning at the idea of a game franchise renowned for its difficulty getting the casual treatment. Fear not, Old Man Muramasa at the store has got you covered. Between missions, you can buy weapons and game-altering talismans at this humble yet mysteriously resourceful old man's shop. These talismans can get rid of the health power-ups, checkpoints, healing, etc., anything your masochistic heart may desire. There are also talismans and weapons available which make your life easier instead. The game isn't exactly a cakewalk. Even the tutorial drills into you that patience is a virtue. Find your inner peace is the first lesson Ryu Hayabusa teaches you. There's a certain deliberate flow to the combat. Simply swinging your just a smidge too short katana won't get you too far. You have to be mindful of your surroundings and pick targets accordingly. Kenji is all too happy to stick to a wall at the least opportune moment, so stay clear of walls during hectic combat. After beating a level, you're graded based on your performance. Time taken, enemies killed, collectibles found, etc., and etc. All of these will unlock extra items at the shop, allowing players to adopt several playstyles. You can replay earlier levels from the map screen as well as secret ops, concentrated remixes of beaten levels with shorter duration and larger enemy population. As forgiving as the difficulty may be with the aforementioned streamlining, you're going to hit a stone wall in the form of bosses. These guys just don't fuck around. Their fights may last as long as it took you to beat the level leading up to them. Their patterns change based on the amount of HP they have, and they can be unforgiving with wide areas of attack and numerous projectiles. Remember, inner peace. After conquering the game, hard mode is unlocked and you're introduced to the redesigned levels and a novel game concept of recolored enemies. They're faster and have more ferocious attack patterns. Those flying skulls can now fly at Mach 7. Shuriken ninjas realized they can hold 3 throwing stars in one hand. Hard mode can be started from a new save file. Players are given 9 save slots, so you can always go back to your original save and search all the nooks and crannies if you're a completionist type. And we would recommend hard mode for those seeking even more challenge than those one-hit death talismans could provide. The game has a higher skill ceiling than it would appear at first, so it can be easily recommended to both veterans of the original trilogy as well as newcomers to the series. We sincerely recommend Ninja Gaiden Ragebound to fans of the old school platformers and newcomers alike. Osu.